However, the other side of it, and I think this is the delicate dance that I think we try to make, and that a lot of people don't spend enough intellectual capital on to really figure out. But it's quite simple. So if you switch me out with a physician, and the physician is at Target, he has taken an oath, and he saw this person pass out. He has taken a Hippocratic oath that he has to do something. But we know, you and I both know, that physicians are some of the highest paid people in the world for their profession. What's the difference? The difference is that because it is his identity, right, to provide that kind of help for somebody in need. And simultaneously, it's not only his identity, but it's also his profession. It's a way that he takes care of himself and feeds his family. We don't have any issues with people having a profession. And I think what happens sometimes with pastors, especially, I'll say, is that we conflate too often the calling or the vocation with the profession, right? Like, I literally have to eat. And God's way of taking care of me to eat is the same way he will take care of me, to take care of the physician to eat. He has given me a set of skills. He has given me a career in this, whereby I also, as the Bible would say, should not muzzle the ox, right? I also should be able to benefit. A workman is worthy of his hire. There are time limits, there are contracts, there are hourly wages, there's all kinds of stuff that you can impose upon that from a human resource perspective that puts limitations as to when I should be compensated and when I should not be compensated for what I'm doing. The same way that you would have for a physician who has a Hippocratic oath to take care of people no matter what the situation, but we have no issue with a physician who earns a living by doing what he's doing. Does that make sense?
That's good. That makes sense. And I think, as you just even said that, you being able to earn a living and provide for your family using the ministries God has given you doesn't make you do less of ministry. It allows you to do more of it because you're not pulled in 10 different directions trying to take care of the same needs that you still had. Like, the needs are there. But this is just a way that you're taking care of your needs using what God has already given you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no one would begrudge a school teacher who decided that after hours they would want to tutor people and be paid for it.
Right.
No one would begrudge a nurse who decides that she wants to create an invention that will help to make maybe the process of doing lobotomies or whatever smoother or more efficient. Nobody would begrudge a mathematician who decided that they wanted to create, an algorithm for a computer system that's going and to be paid for it.
Yeah.
Right. We only have this prejudice against pastors.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the truth is I went to school. I was trained to do some things that have nothing to do with my identity. Preaching, creating sermons, writing books. These are all talents and skills that can be developed. Most of the time they're skills, right? And as a result of having these skills, I also need to take care of my family. I also want to be able to have an expansion and impact the kingdom. And we all know we live in a world, it requires income, finances to be able to make some of these things happen. And getting to that place where I realize that, this service that I'm providing is outside of, like at a church, for example. I do not charge my members to preach. Technically, I'm already charging them. That's what a salary is. Even I'm not working for free, even at my church.
Right.
Now, do I think it's the best wage that I can have? Probably not. But there are no pastors except a volunteer pastor.
Right.
Who is actually not being compensated for the work they do. The problem that we have is, should they be compensated for extra stuff?
Right.
Outside of the employment or the place of institution they're working. And to me, that's where it gets to be more about preference and opinion rather than a principle. So the answer is it okay to work as a minister and to be paid? Absolutely.